What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Jovial Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Jovi, with my co-host, Brandon. How we doing, Brandon?
Good. It's a beautiful day. Minnesota, you're here. It's awesome.
Birkenstocks.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big Birkenstock guy.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
The sockless is what's throwing me, because now I got to look at your naked toes.
I haven't committed to the sock. I'm not. A lot of people do. I'm not quite there.
Bro, it caught me off guard when I recognized I'm a shoebie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So shoebie, that's from Rocket Power back in the day. But then I think I made a video on it. I was like, I looked down at my feet and I was wearing my socks and sandals. I was like, no, I wasn't supposed to be this way. I was supposed to be young yet still. 30 turned around and I was like, socks.
Yep.
But it makes sense. Like, you don't have that slapping noise. Your feet don't get that weird, like, sticky, like, feel to it. Like, if it's sweaty, you know what I mean?
I do. I just kind of power through.
No.
Aren't you like the king of powering through like those things?
Yeah.
Like that's why it's surprising. I expected you to be the guy that's like.
There are certain things I won't tolerate.
And that's the thing.
That's big on the list.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, if someone puts ranch on a pizza, just know I'm never touching that pizza.
For real.
I will die on that.
Really?
It could be the last thing on this earth, and you boys not gonna touch it.
No.
I hate ranch, dude.
Really?
Utterly despise ranch.
Any particular reason?
I haven't had ranch since high school.
Man.
It's the dill. I'm not a huge dill fan.
Okay.
Unless it's dill pickles, and not actual pickles. The Rugrat dill.
Okay.
It's pretty much the only
that's
one. Because I don't even eat pickles. Man. I actually despise pickles in the same way that I do ranch. Yeah, my wife cannot kiss me if she's eating a pickle.
You back up right now.
Go wash your face. The whole thing.
Shoot,
the whole entire.
You brush your teeth.
I literally have an aggressive reaction if I see someone drinking pickle juice. I want to punch them in the fucking throat.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
For those that don't know, when you're a parent, sometimes you have to you bring your kids to work ish. Like, can you hear them?
Yes.
Hopefully no one else hears them because so my kids are here out in our office area because that's what happens sometimes when you're like, hey, we need a babysitter, and people are like, how about no? And you're like, cool, we can do this.
Just keep them in the other room.
Yeah.
Try not to swear.
Mother.
I get loud sometimes, so I mean, try and pull back.
Man, I didn't realize it was that just because of the dill. I
can't stand it.
Good to know.
I cannot. I'll fight you. It's bad.
It's a big Wisconsin thing, ranch. So it's a weird thing.
It hit a weird popularity in the mid 2000s and has kept since. Because I want to say I don't remember anyone putting ranch on pizza before 2006. But then out of nowhere, everyone was ranching all over their stuff.
Yep. And then they, what was the other thing that's been going on recently? Oh, the dill pickle, the pickle and Dr. Pepper thing. Did you see that? I haven't. Okay. People were putting pickles in Dr. Pepper, and we're like, this thing is incredible.
No. I refuse, actually. I just refuse any bit of that remark. No.
Okay. All right.
That's so weird.
I will say.
Did you try it?
No. I did. Huh?
You lying to me?
No, I didn't try it. I don't really drink too much soda.
That's fair.
It's not really my jam.
Time to time, I'll do a little soda, but not often.
There's certain foods that I'm like, this is the one that I need a soda with, but not too
Like
much.
what?
Weirdly enough, Huevos Rancheros. We make like this
The
homemade.
egg thing?
So in our family, this is so bad. This is so bad. There's this guy, he's stuff of legend in our family. His name was Hector. Hector was a family friend of my grandfather's, and I didn't learn until way later that he was my grandfather's psychiatrist.
Wait, what? Just hanging out?
Yeah. And they met when my grandfather, I think, was in like substance abuse treatment center. And so Hector, just
buddies.
yeah, they were just, and they were like friends for a really, really long time.
That's hilarious.
I know. But Hector taught us, our families, like how to make huevos rancheros in his, I can't remember where his family immigrated from, but it was, you fried up corn tortillas, and then you added this mixture. You added eggs, and then you made this homemade salsa with like different chipotle peppers and a whole bunch of different peppers, and they were incredible. And like tons of garlic and salt. It was amazing. But every single time I have it, I'm like, I need a Diet Coke with it. I have no idea why.
Why the diet?
I think it was just like what Hector had with it, and then like it was also what my family drank in a disastrous proportion. Like they
Like,
could have.
no one drank water?
Not. I'm telling you, like Diet Coke in the family was like that's how you knew it was like you were hanging out with the family. You'd play card games and have Diet Coke, and just that's what you'd do.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I can't even be mad at that. That's actually pretty cool.
So like every time like we make that still, I'm like, man, this is the one.
I
And
need a Coke.
yep.
I need some Coke.
Yep. Some cocaine.
Bro, we have a problem with saying that word.
I love that word though.
It's so fun.
it's one of my favorite ones.
Jill said that better not be our daughter's first word.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like, come on. I gotta have fun with parenthood. She said, nah.
I'm telling you, we need to work on that one. Just be like, hey, repeat after me. I mean, there's no way it's gonna be your daughter's first word because it's so hard to pronounce for kids.
Yeah, it's what is it? Multiple syllables. They can hardly get dad out fully. Dad.
Yeah. I mean, so,
Bro, I'm trying to keep it together.
it's been a thing.
I'm doing the best I can.
What is it? Is it just the heart thing, or is it like?
It's so today. I'm almost certain it's my vestibular system acting wonky.
Like, so vertigo sort of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Certain lights will.
Yeah.
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 Almost passed out on this man's floor.
It-
Twice.
It was going to be close.
But yeah, so this is like one of my first instances since I got lidocaine shots in the back of my skull here like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Because they're trying to like give the nerves a break because they're constantly firing, which is constantly causing tension and build up. And like the muscle chain right here is like hard as a rock. And that only makes it worse because now that the nerves are constantly just trying to relax, but also keeping the tension.
All right.
So it's my whole brain off.
Dang.
So like this eye is blurry while this one's clear right now. It's normal.
So
It's
for people that are watching, it's going to be like, will Brandon have to like do some sort of like first aid response here?
Here's how bad it is, dude. I just had a moment where I almost threw up.
Oh, shoot.
Sitting right here. I started getting sweaty. I started looking out the window because I'm like, I can't focus.
Yo.
And I'm trying to keep it together. We're supposed to talk about stuff today. We're supposed to be teaching the people.
All right.
And I'm over here struggle busting.
Dude.
I'll be all right. Guys, go see doctors. Good ones. Ones that listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man.
By the way, you talked about my Birkenstocks. Your shoes, awesome.
Thank you.
They look awesome.
Had to get them for the fit.
What are those?
Some random no name. Like literally, it's a random no name. Like
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they
say Anywell on the bottom.
They look solid though.
$45.
No.
Yeah.
For real?
Amazon. $45. I've got another pair like these that are black and brown.
They look sharp.
Favorites. But yeah, I had to get them to go with the fit. This is my outfit for tomorrow, as a matter of fact, for the wedding that I'm out here for. I figured, put it on the show. Out here. Shoes. You see the leg. You see it. Khakis. I even got the hat to match. Yeah. I like putting clothes together.
Yep.
I do an ensemble.
Ensemble.
An ensemble.
I mean, it looks good.
There are some words that you have to just use the accent.
For sure.
I have to.
For sure.
Every time I say ensemble, I have to pull a little. All right,
100%.
Let's do this. Let's talk about trusting the process. And the reason I've been thinking about that, I kind of prefaced it here the other week, is, bro, I don't know how.
To trust the process?
Yeah. People say it a lot without ever explaining what that means. Can you give us your version of what that means?
Sure. So this idea of trust the process, I think it depends if it's coming from someone who's gone through whatever said process is.
Yeah.
Or if it's just sort of this blind, like, it'll get better. Because humans, I think humans like cliches sometimes. So we file things under like something that clearly doesn't make sense. So whenever, like, it sounds bad, but you talk about wanting to punch people. And there's been a couple times where I clearly am like, I'm going to hit you. Because it's just something so stupid and cliche, and they're just saying it to make themselves feel better. Like when we've gone through really tragic seasons, there's some people in our world that'll be like, everything happens for a reason. And me being a little bit of an antagonist sometimes, I will go, oh, yeah, sure. What is it? And they'll be like, oh, you got to find your reason. And I was like, oh, that sounded like something someone would say, like like you knew the reason, which is why you told me there had to be a reason. So
yeah,
I assumed you knew. I didn't realize you didn't know what you were talking about. So maybe you could try and find a reason, or just don't say that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just that weird situation of wanting to say something and not having the right words, so throwing that out there. Like they mean well.
Yeah. Just don't say something.
Just better off shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, just shut up and just be there for them. So trust the process. If it's coming from someone that's like just trying to fill dead space in the air, I don't know that I pay too much attention to it. I tend to look at it as more of this realization that it is a process, and nothing as far as growth and personal change and improvement, it's not instantaneous. And so you have to take these steps where it's for good long term, and it's for your growth, your well-being, your healing, whatever it is. And it's almost like this kind of leap of faith where you're like, I know it's good. I know I need to work on it. And I know there's good at the end of it. Nothing feels good now. Yeah. Like nothing feels right now. It all feels like pain, suffering, and hard work. And those are three things I don't like to do more than I need to do. So when it's almost like you're forecasting Like there's good stuff down the road.
Does that make it any easier for real?
Oh no.
Okay, out the gate.
No. There's no way. I think it's one of those things where it's, for me, it's almost like, hey, there's nothing. Oh, what? Got the thing? He got me. I mean, that was a lot of hints that I was like,
Bro, I tried. I'm just like,
dude, just be like,
just be like, yo, you got something on your face. You got some white stuff by your lip.
Oh.
Do one of these. That's so inappropriate.
It is. That one. No. I don't think there's anything that really makes it better other than knowing that you're going to be better down the road. So, like, it's... I'm going to tell my children to be quiet right now. Nope, that's
the wrong one.
Children! Quiet down! Be quiet! I can hear you in the recording. No, don't watch shows yet. Okay? Please whisper. Love you. Now back to the regularly scheduled program. Talk about a struggle bus. Good grief. It's like, you got people vomiting up in here, passing out.
Not yet.
Children, like,
Getting these hot flashes. I'm still gonna put up the episode. I'm out here.
I mean,
Commit to it.
I mean, it's kind of our thing. We're real.
Yeah.
Like, real when it's good, real when it's not good.
Either way, it's going on the page. Either way.
Like the parenting episode where Brandon shouts at his kids. Hi.
That's the facts of the matter.
I mean, at least it wasn't like an angry shout. It was just like...
Let's face it. We all do it. Let's not act like we don't. We're human, and emotions get the best of us at times.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially when it comes to children, you know, this is that post conversation of like, you know, your apology and showing that you as a parent can apologize.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, take accountability for letting your emotions get the best of you.
Yep. So, back to the whole trust the process thing. I don't think there's anything that makes it better other than knowing there's a purpose to it. And it's kind of one of those. Fair. Yeah, it's... We have, like, so for me, this is more of like a personal belief system that I tend to believe that anything worth having in life just requires work. If I'm going to have a good relationship with my kids, it's going to require work.
Yeah.
If it's going to be, you know, business things, it's got to be work. It's going to be friendships, family, like everything out there, personal health, you know, well-being, all that stuff, man.
It's a lot of work.
I don't know.
Living is hard.
I will say, I feel like, I don't know where I got it from, but I feel like I had this imaginary land that I thought was going to happen in like my mid 20s, that I'd somehow arrive at, like, just coast the rest of life.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to get married, and, you know, hit career, parenting, and just be like, life is good. And it's just one of those things where I got there and I was like, oh, we're doing more work. Oh.
Now you got to maintain.
Oh, now you got to get even better, because like I sometimes
Have to?
I mean, you don't have to, but I think if you want to have the life that you say you want,
don't say it. Don't say it. You're gonna say it.
Yeah. If you want the life you want to have, you gotta work for it. And like and I think that's tough too, because some people, like, even when you look in the rearview mirror and you look at people in your life that were not great, sometimes people do the cliche of like, oh, they did the best they knew how to. And my response is usually like, they did the best they wanted to. Like that's it.
That's my comeback for like when parents say that, like, I did the best I could. You did the best you wanted to.
Yeah.
And called it a day.
Yeah. Because I think that being a parent, being an adult now, I think it's realizing that we're faced with the same dilemma. Like I could go out there to my 3 kids and be like, I'm gonna that's a much gentler way. I was gonna go out there. So I have 4 kids. One of them's not camping, but there's 3 out there that are just, who knows what's gonna be out there once we're done.
Wrapped up.
But I could go out there and be like, I'm gonna go get some milk. And just be like,
no. I'm gonna go get some milk. No. Oh, it took me a second.
I did.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Yo, no. That's so much worse.
I know. You were all like, I was gonna come out there and just holler at them like, oh no, I'm talking like,
I'm out.
Like, but all of us have those choices, like, because that's technically an option. I can't do that because that's not what I want. I want.
It's not even an option.
Right. But again, that's because you don't want it to be an option.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't remove that it's technically not an option. Like
if I don't look at it, then it's not there.
Out
of sight, out of mind. That only works sometimes.
It does.
Only sometimes, and I think it's overused as a concept that we as a society need to work on.
For sure.
I struggle sometimes, especially with that. Let me place my words, because like I get it. I get why we hide things, why we put sweep stuff under the rug and whatnot. But eventually, you're gonna see the mound that's under there. It's no longer an out of sight, out of mind. And I struggle because I want more of that in my life, but I know I don't. Like to your point, it's like I know I don't really want that as much as I say I do, and sometimes it just looks freeing.
Yeah,
like it looks really good.
Yeah,
and then you hear about how it's built up for some people over the years, and you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm glad I'm doing the way I was doing it, because that looks horrific.
Oh yeah,
now you're 50 years old going to therapy about stuff when you were 12.
Oh, for sure. But I think that's life forces you, like you can avoid things. It's a choice. You can leave things unaddressed, but you won't get through your life without having to like look at it at least once or twice.
It's gonna come up.
Oh yeah.
What I like to tell people is, no matter how far you run, it's going to catch you. It's going to catch you, and there's nothing that you can do to stop that, ever.
Yeah.
And until you turn around and face it. Excuse me. And I want more people to know that concept of run all you want. It's only tiring you out and getting you nowhere.
Do you let people then just run then and do that? Or do you still try and chase them?
You know the answer to that. you know the answer. Yes, I still try and help, even though I know I can't help.
Yeah.
As the type of person that I am, I want to see the greatest in people, and I want to see their greatness shine in the world. I'm like, stop running and hiding from your problems. You're better than this.
Come on.
But that's not my place. Yeah. And I struggle with that. Because for me, I'm like, for especially in that, like, I try and trust the process and let people take care of themselves and you know, deal with their own lives, and then I lose trust because I'm like, you're not doing it. You're not doing the thing.
Yeah.
And with that, I really need to do better about staying off to the side, like knowing this is a pitfall that they have to go through.
Yeah.
I cannot keep sticking my neck out for them.
Well, because pain and discomfort are really excellent teachers. And so if you let people struggle and make those choices, it really, like, it's not fun to watch because you care about them. But at the same time, you're like, but this will teach better than maybe me rescuing you before you get there.
I don't know how you do it.
Which part?
How you do this as a mental health therapist, you know, you're constantly...
Do therapy?
Well, because it's part of that. You have to let them, like, you hold many answers that you know would be valid for them. And you have to hold back and let them just go through the course of it.
Yeah.
I can't do that. If I hold the information, I have to give it out.
The reason I don't is because there's got to be humility there in order for the I like to think about it. This is really weirdly philosophical. I like to think about it like a seed in soil. I need the soil to be
go back to your regular.
Sometimes
Ensemble.
Why does French almost sound like they're dry heaving all the time?
They kind of. Because I was even thinking, in French, infant is pronounced enfant, and even then it's like enfant, and I'm like,
oh man, I don't know if this can be in the episode, but my initial thought was like, was like the French language invented by people with like hearing loss?
This probably can't go in, but when I tell you that, for me, that's more like the Portuguese or Spanish, because they always sound like they have a lisp or like some like it's not lining up.
Now, we have no room to talk because English makes zero sense.
Have you heard Texas? Have you ever heard an Alabama accent? No, we have no place to talk.
Have you ever been up to Maine and heard the Mainer accent?
I've been to Maine. I mean, it didn't really seem like there was an accent.
If you get far enough up there, it's like this weird combination of like sort of New England Bostonian with like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, look it up later. It's a whole thing. But back to the whole, where did we get off on that one?
You were talking about something.
It was about
I said enfant. You're using your weird psychiatrist tone. I don't know.
But going back to the like when you're giving advice, like people have to be ready for that, and so
I have no patience.
Well, I think that's what's tough is because like you care about people and you want to like inform them like, hey, this is really life-changing. But if they're not really ready for it or don't really want it, it means you're just sort of like throwing like seeds for different plants. You're like throwing it right on gravel and you're like, maybe it'll work. Like, nah. They're not ready. They don't want that.
Valid. That's a good analogy.
Like,
because the ground has to be ready.
Like, so people, I regularly will tell people, like, they'll talk at me and they'll tell me their opinions, and I'll be like, oh yeah, and they're like, yeah, we are so tight, and I'm like, you never even asked me what I thought. So you think we're like this?
We're here with it.
and I'm going, I won't tell you anything I think until you ask, like, and that's okay.
That's fair. I have a lot to learn.
I mean, it's the other reason I do it is because I've tried that method of like, hey, and you just tell people, and it just makes you feel like a crazy person because you're like, I told you over and over, and they're like, but I just don't get it, and you're like, this is now a personal offense to me. I hate this. Okay. You are choosing not to listen. Also,
sounds like a personal attack.
To you?
Yes.
Oh no. We've all done it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you in post.
Oh shoot.
I'll tell you in post.
Oh no. It's applicable, isn't it?
Immediately.
Dang it.
That's why I'm like,
oh, sorry.
Don't talk to me like this.
I didn't even know. I didn't mean to. Just trying to say the nice things and
I'm like, no. Oh shit. I did need to hear that.
Dang it. Oh. Because
I really have to learn this concept of trusting the process. For myself to even with what we've discussed about me going back to school, you know, hopping in this field or some form of it, where I'm like, I got trust issues, and it sucks seeing things the way they are and not what they could be. Like, I know what they could be, but I just don't see it. My eyes are so caught on what is right there in front of me. And you said some good stuff today.
But by the way, I might have to like ask your tips for like the vestibular stuff, because I've been like having vertigo all week, like room spinning nonsense. It's like, okay, body, what are we doing? Is this the aging process where you just
go sit down? It's pretty much the long and short. Go sit down.
But I like laid down the other night, and it happened a couple minutes ago, where all of a sudden it was like,
yeah, that's me.
Oof.
Almost every night.
Like I laid down,
and the room spins.
Yeah,
like you're drunk.
Yeah, my wife was like, "Hey,
get your ears checked."
And then for what?
You could have loose crystals in your inner ear.
I have a friend that's one of the theories for them.
That was one of the theories for me at this point. My doctors haven't been able to activate it that way. It was like that out here, but they haven't been able to trip that up. I just get dizzy. Like, they're just moving my head, and I'm just dizzy. And I'm like, whatever you're doing isn't working.
Well, my friend had said there's like this method where you're supposed to like tip one way for a certain amount, and then that.
Yeah. So way. You, because I have to do the exercises at home. So you sit and you turn 45 degrees, and you lean back, and you're like that for a good 30 seconds, and then you get up. You up, shift, do that, and then there's one where you turn to the side, and then you're kind of crooked, and then they're literally dumping the fluid in the chamber. They're dumping, like they're trying to move it. It's a honey-like consistency, so like they have to like turn and turn it.
So then it does. Like, is it supposed to come out of your ear?
No. It's supposed to help the crystals go back into the slots that they're supposed to have, but pretty much once they're dislodged,
Once they're dislodged, we're just like screwed.
It's life.
Just go.
You just do your exercises, and it'll kind of be all right for a minute. And,
Man.
Bro, I was in PT the day before yesterday, and they do this thing where they're like extending my neck.
What?
It's like a traction machine, and
Ugh.
like they tighten it, and then they're it's like got a blood pressure type cuff that blows up, and it's supposed to lengthen the neck. I had to tell him, yo, get this off me. Get this off me. Get this off me.
I feel like I'd stab it. I'd just be like,
Almost fell off the table.
What?
Fell off the table. I went to get up and I almost.
nah.
Bro, life is raw.
I mean,
Again, I'm trying to trust the process. I've been through a bunch of therapy before, and it only kind of worked. But I'm trying to like actually do it and like, believe that it's going to work in some fashion. And do the exercises or whatever.
it's hard not to get discouraged.
I gotta tell you, I've pretty much lived in perpetual discouragement with all of this health stuff. Right? Because I'm 32, I look like healthy enough, and when I am feeling good, I feel great. Like I can compete with anyone in my age group and go the distance. But when I'm bad, dude, it's
Yeah.
so I'm just trying to lock in, do the therapy. There's this one eye gaze thing that I'm supposed to do. Thankfully, my physical therapist, she's like, we'll wait a couple weeks. We gotta get you to the point where we can actually touch the back of your neck and like, because it's so sensitive, like it flares up. So it's like, yeah, before we get to that point, and you can't even do the other exercises, we gotta work on this.
Human body's nuts. Like,
Did you know you could pee out your belly button?
that's not true.
I'm years old learning this year.
Who? Okay.
So
What? All right, we got all the serious stuff out of the way. Now we got to get to like
quick aside, the body is wild.
What?
Okay. So as we all know, we were once attached via umbilical cord.
Yeah.
With that, there can become like a tear in that, because it connected to the bladder. So it literally your belly button has a straight connection to the bladder.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So if a hole becomes if a hole ends up forming, you can start leaking piss out of your belly button. You laugh too hard, you're gonna need a new shirt.
Oh, jeez. Dude.
Stupid phone.
What?
I saved it. I'll send it to you.
Was saved what?
It was an article or something. It was like a.
Oh, I thought it was like
Yeah.
a testimonial or something from someone like
Well,
my lower half got ripped off in the
I
T-Rex
told you about
accident.
the guy who was he was pooping out pee. He was also pooping out semen.
Yep.
So I didn't, and now it makes sense knowing that what's going on. Okay. Yeah. It's way too much going on.
I did also recently learn that apparently you can vomit out poop.
Yeah.
Like that's
If you're that backed up, it'll come
Yeah.
back out. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I'd never want to be that backed up.
No.
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 Nah, I'm doing X-Lax, Miralax, everything.
Yep.
Magnesium citrate. I'm telling you, I'm blowing my toilet up. You got me? I'm
I am not
sitting down. I'm locking in.
Yep.
Bring a laptop in there. Gonna be a couple hours. Might as well.
Send some
Lock
emails.
in. Just type it.
Oh, here it comes.
Gotta sit this down.
Dude, gotta focus.
Come on. Let's do this good advice and get going. I wrote down something. Many of us feel as if we have to find a way to belong. Like we have to feel like there has to be something that makes us fit in the group, and it's not until then that we feel like we belong. My quick statement would be, you've always belonged where you are. It does not require you to do anything extra. You are alive, you exist, you belong. Like, the idea that you have to do something, jump through hoops to then be accepted is ridiculous, and you know it. You belong. Your life is of value. Just want to remind you of that.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, man. That's it. Peace and love.